Hey guys, it's Lisa. Welcome to Banning, Panning and Beyond, and welcome to my April recap. So I'm hoping this video won't go on too long, and I was contemplating doing my entries, empties and exits, but one of the products that I ordered has not arrived yet, so it is due today, and for me it's 1st of May, so I figured it didn't really matter. I'd just do my recap for April 1st, and probably my next video I'll probably do the other stuff. So I've got a couple of notes here just to try and keep on track. So if you'll notice, I'll just mention first up my eyes. I'm really stoked, as far as I can tell with this lighting, that you can actually see my inner corner highlight, because most of the time it just doesn't seem to show up, and I'm guessing that's mainly to do with the lighting in my room. So it's the Davina Cosmetics Shadow Gumballs, and I decided to take part in a spicy palette challenge that had been created on Instagram, and this is the first look that I've done with the palette. So I'll show you that the palette that I created from my singles is this one. So it is I think really me in regards to the colors that I selected. So I love orange, I love red, yellow goes really well with it, and just because it was centered on sort of hot and spicy foods, mainly chilies, that is why the greens are in there, and there's a purple as well. So because chilies do come in all those colors at different stages of ripening. So I have used six shades today. So I'm going to try and use the rest of them in some looks before I actually dismantle the palette. Whether I'll use the other 6 all in one look or not, I don't know. It just depends on how well I think they'll go together. And you probably can't tell here either, but I've started using a new mascara. It was just a sample I got in one of my Mecca Beauty Loop boxes, and it's the Hourglass Caution. You can see that one. But it goes on so nicely, and that's the thing with trying to use up mascaras, is I tend to just like bleed them completely dry, and it's not till I use a new one that I realise just how rubbish the other one had sort of gotten to with being so dried out. But this one went on absolutely beautifully. So it's been a long time since I've been impressed with a sort of mascara. They all seem pretty much of a muchness to me, but this wand is so awkward to use, just because it is a mini, that it's really hard to sort of get in nice and close without sort of knocking myself on the lid. So and I've got a few of those, so I thought I may as well give it a go, because if I don't like it, then I can just get rid of the other ones, give them away or whatever. But yeah, so the other one that I was using, it won't be in my empties, and if I remember, I'll explain why when it gets to that video. So so a couple of things that this recap is not just in makeup related, it's just about my life in general and how it went for April. So I'm going to stay strong in this video. I'm not going to cry. If anyone's been sort of watching my videos over the last few months, you'll know that one of my uncles was very ill with lung cancer, and we did actually lose him on the 20th of April. So it's been a tough couple of weeks, but it's not the first time I've lost a loved one to cancer, and the sadness is it's mixed with relief as well, knowing that they're no longer suffering. And I really did want to go and see him one more time. I knew that he wasn't going to be around with us much longer, but unfortunately with the virus I couldn't get up to go and see him. So yeah, so I've had my moments, of course, and I just don't want to talk about it too much, because I don't want it to trigger me into, you know, tears again. It has been quite an emotional year, really, for me, almost the last 12 months, with things that have been going on with family members and their health. So I did get some really positive news about my daughter's health in April. So I think that's the thing that you really need to try and stay focused on, the positives, to help you get through those hard times. So you'll probably notice, actually, just right behind me there, I've got a nice bunch of flowers that were unexpectedly sent to me by a friend of my son's, who we used to see a lot. My son's 24 now, so when he was in high school, this is a friend of his from high school, and unfortunately he has moved out of the area, and it's been 2 years since I've seen him, but my son is still in contact with him, and he hasn't sort of specifically said, but I'm gathering that my son had mentioned to him about me losing my uncle, and I thought it was just so sweet that he sent me these flowers. And it's, I probably insert a photo, because you can't, I don't know if you can tell from there, but there's a cute little teddy bear that came with it. And yes, it did make me cry at the time, but it was happy tears, just because it reminded me that there are some really beautiful people out there who genuinely do care about others, and it was just such a kind and unexpected gesture, so it was quite lovely. And I've had the support of my close family members, so you know, it's just what gets you through these hard times. So anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, so I'm going to move on. So I've already covered the spicy challenge. So one of the other major things that's happened last month was that I have mentioned before that I had gone off the contraceptive pill. It was November last year, and I switched over to a Mirena. And when I went off the contraceptive pill, my skin broke out terribly, and the doctor ended up putting me on a mild antibiotic. So she advised me to see that script out. So there were 6 repeats. They didn't quite last a full month for each repeat. So basically for 5 months, the last 5 months, I've been on that antibiotic. And once the script was completed, she advised me to try to go off the antibiotic and see how my skin was coping without it. But literally within days of going off it, I started getting blemishes popping up, and I was getting more and more every day. So I didn't quite make it to the 2-week mark before I decided to fill the script again. Luckily, you can't really tell like just on camera, but I have got them everywhere. They're all under my neck, they're all in my hairline, and they're quite sore. So I just thought it just wasn't worth staying off the antibiotic, and I will revisit it again maybe in another 12 months as my hormones continue to change. So my hair hasn't gotten too much oilier, but definitely the skin breakouts were quite bad. So yeah, back on that. I was disappointed, but the other thing is that one of the reasons I don't like being on the antibiotic is because it makes me photosensitive. So I've already got fair enough skin going out in the sun. I burn quite quickly, but being on the antibiotic makes it so much worse. And I don't know if you've ever noticed with any of my swatches, I've actually already, I don't know if I've showed you guys this or not, which is going to be too hard, but just right here, I have already had one spot removed that was precancerous, and I've now got them up here on my nose as well. So eventually I'm going to need treatment for that. That's not going to be as easy as just getting it cut out of my arm, because obviously with my face, you know, I want to be a bit more careful with what sort of scars I end up getting left with, but it's not at a point where it's urgent. So, but I have to keep an eye on it. So So what was the other thing? So yeah, I'm pretty much down to the last thing that I really wanted to talk about, and that is that I have been struggling to make time to do makeup, even just to get these videos done and uploaded, which is just crazy considering I don't work full time. But I have been extremely busy, as you guys would know, out in the yard working, and I just found that on the days that I'd set to record, I don't always get around to it, and it was causing me to stress a little bit because I don't like being thrown out of my schedule. But obviously getting work done around the house is very important. So I have decided to let myself off the hook, at least temporarily, and I'm not going to have set filming days anymore, and I'm also not going to have a certain number of required videos that I need to put out per week. So it's kind of like when I can get around to it, when I've actually got something to talk about, to put up. It's easy at the start of the month because you've got sort of set videos that you know you're going to do. I'm still going to try to get as many done as I can. Like I'll try to get 2 done a week, but if I may only get 1, I may skip and not get any done. One of the things I am falling behind on is getting my cataloguing done, which is an important project for me as well. So I'm sure that nobody really minds. Everyone sort of understands, and I just wanted to mention that to make sure that everyone sort of knows where I'm at with it. So I think that's pretty much it, actually. So oh no, how could I forget this? I'm staring straight at it. I think I mentioned in my last video that I put up that my husband suggested I get another display cabinet because I had so much clutter on my desk, on my vanity desk. So I did end up going ahead and getting another display cabinet, and it is now set up. So I've got a video of what the room looked like before the cabinet came, after I'd sort of done that with the chair with my daughter. And then I ended up recording a video for my friend Siobhan, showing her when I pulled the room apart in preparation for getting this cabinet put together and put in. Obviously I had to move the desk down to make room for it, because I've now got one either side of my desk. So I'll insert that video as well, so you can see the destruction with everything everywhere. And I've just filmed another one this morning of the room now reset up. It's not finished, but I wanted to get it relatively tidy because I find it difficult to focus and concentrate when I've got like mess surrounding me. So it is a work in progress, and I will get there. So if I remember, I'll also insert in the cards, like the videos I've done in the past, which I've done, like my beauty room tour, and there was also my cataloguing update. I went through and showed, so just so you can see the difference. But if you don't want to go back and watch them, I think the ones that I'm inserting at the end of this video will show the difference anyway. And also I think after posting this look that I've done with my spicy palette this morning, I'm going to actually play with the lip colours. So my lips are travelling quite well at the moment. I've got my Jeffree Star bronze blood. Sometimes I call it Bronze Goddess. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to go and check the correct name. So I've got that on now, and it's not standing out real well. My instinct was to actually put the red lipstick with it, the MAC Chili, and then maybe put this Jeffree Star one over the top, which creates that orange, just to see how well they go. So if I do end up doing that, I might just put in a photo at the end of this video as well, just of the comparison of the look with the different lipstick colours. So yeah, so that's it. So a fairly short and sweet video. By the time I tack the other ones on, I'll probably be close to the 20-minute mark. So fairly standard length in the end anyway. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. That's all my new cabinet ready to get put together tomorrow. And look, my desk, it's bare. Okay, so I'm just doing a quick video of the latest update of my beauty room because my husband encouraged me to actually get a second storage cabinet or display cabinet. So for this part from the previous video, it hasn't really changed too much, but I have another video that I did for my friend Siobhan. Oh, and while I'm at it, I may as well show you guys. This is the front garden, so the blinds are down, so it looks a bit blurry through those, but that is the view that I get from my beauty room when I actually have my blinds up. So, and that's the front stairs coming down to our front door. So so this is the new cabinet. It's the same as the other one that I've got, and the biggest difference is just the sort of less clutter. I'd say not no clutter, but less clutter on my vanity tops. So it's not fun to put these cabinets together. They're just flat packs from a furniture retailer called Fantastic Furniture that we've got here in Australia. So yeah, it's still not great. The goal eventually is to have, other than my mirror, to have the vanity top clear. So that's a work in progress, and I've got a lot more space to sit at under here now, which just means that I've got more crap stored under there, and I have some stuff down there temporarily stored, so eventually that will get packed up. So relatively tidy compared to what it was, and I've got some bits and pieces in behind here which I would like to eventually get rid of as well. So yeah, so that is the current state of my beauty room. So I will be probably inserting this video into my monthly recap for April. So yeah, that's it.